Each day that passes seems to be longer than the last. But what do I know? I'm a dog. I can't tell time. I just sit and I wait. I don't even know who I am anymore. A shell. A prisoner to the orange drug. A carrot, the humans call it. Then someone comes along, and I have my fix. I can't stop. I don't want to stop. This is my story.
What's up, y'all, and thank you so much for checking in. So before we get started, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Susie's Senior Dogs on Instagram. I'm going to leave the link down in the description box below, and I want everybody who's watching this video to go check them out right now. A majority of animals in the shelters are seniors because they're so old that nobody wants to adopt them. Everybody would rather adopt a puppy. So Susie's Senior Dogs promotes the adoption of senior dogs. On her page, she usually posts a bunch of different senior dogs from all over the United States. And there's this one dog, Daryl, who is 8 years old, and he's in a shelter in Phoenix, Arizona. And I just saw on Susie's Senior Dogs that he is at risk for being put on the list to be euthanized because he's been there so long, and Susie Senior Dogs has featured him 3 times and he still hasn't been adopted. So if you know anybody who can take in a dog who's in a place in their lives where they can adopt a senior dog and they're in the Phoenix, Arizona area, then, you know, go check them out. I want everybody to go check out Susie Senior Dogs. Alright, so getting into it, I have been guilty of this myself. I've been guilty of asking this question. But I notice it a lot more now that I have a YouTube channel and I watch other YouTubers and read their comment sections, and this question pops up with everybody. And it kind of fascinates me why so many people are interested in knowing if a guy is top or bottom. Now, I wanted to show you all an example really quick. So I went through my comments and I just wanted to find the best example, and I found this one. It's just a little conversation going on between a couple people in the comment section. But I thought it was really funny, and these guys are in no way spreading hate or negativity or anything like that. I'm just using y'all as an example, so don't be offended. Ha! Now we know who's top and who's bottom. Somebody responded to that. Not that it matters, but I think Zach is the top. LOL. And then somebody else responded to that. I feel like they flip-flop. And then somebody else responded, to be honest, I think Zach is power bottom. He is trying everything in his power to make up for that fact, from the way he talks to the way he moves. But that's just an example. Like, people are so curious about this. And honestly, I used to think nothing about that question. I thought the question was completely fair. And I thought it was just a compatibility question. You know, if you're looking for a hookup on Grindr or any other app or wherever else, or you're looking for a long-term relationship, you know, people automatically assume, like, if you're a top, you're not looking for another top, you'd be looking for a bottom. Where if you're a bottom, you're not going to look for another bottom, you're looking for a top. So it's just a compatibility thing is what I thought. But my thinking kind of shifted on that when Alistair and I started talking. So it didn't happen on like day 1 or 2, but like, you know, maybe a week in, I do remember asking him like, hey dude, if you don't mind me asking, are you a top or are you a bottom? And he did kind of get offended. I remember there was a long pause. And I said, well, you know, dude, you don't really have to answer it. It's just a question. And he said, no, I'll answer it. And then he answered it and proceeded to tell me why he kind of got offended. He told me that I don't know why that question was necessary. We've just started talking. I don't see why that question would be necessary to continue talking. And you know, it wasn't going to be a deal breaker, whatever he said. You know, I really like this guy. I personally didn't see a problem with asking that, but when he explained it, it did kind of get me thinking, and I've thought about it since, seeing people in the comment section asking top or bottom, and like seeing other videos talking about the same topic. And you know, he kind of made a point, like, why does it matter? For hookup, I get it, that's a fair question. You're looking for in and out, wham bam and done, and you know, that's the end of it. Yes, everybody has a sexual position preference. But say you're looking for a long-term relationship. Is asking top or bottom a question that is appropriate? Is that an appropriate question to be asking when you start talking to each other? It could be because it's a compatibility thing. Opposites attract. You're looking for what the opposite of you is. However, it may turn out not to be the best thing to ask, because if you're talking to somebody and you happen to really like this person, and then you ask right off the bat, top or bottom, and they give you an answer that doesn't really show that you're compatible, well, then you're more inclined to nix that person because you haven't really gotten to know that person. You haven't had the chance to talk to them more and really feel them out and see if that is something that could be worked around. I've asked if people are top or bottom, and I've nixed people because they didn't fit with my position preference. So I get it. I understand that it happens, and it happens very early in the talking stages. Maybe wait a little bit. Talk to somebody. Get to know them. See if you really like this person, because you could potentially really like somebody. In a long-term relationship, is sexual position preference really that relevant? It's a mutual give and take from each other. And, speaking personally and generally, nobody's going to want to be a bottom for the entirety of a relationship. That's maybe. I don't want to speak for everybody. Some people love being the bottom, and that is completely fine. But speaking for myself, I do not want to be a bottom for the entirety of my relationship. And I know that if I have a partner, that partner is not going to want to be a bottom for the entirety of the relationship either. It's got to be a mutual give and take. You have to. Okay, I'm a child. When you're with somebody for so long, and I really can't speak on this too much, but I'm sort of reaching out to the people who have been, the dudes who have been in a relationship for however many years. Like, if we're being honest, there's some versatility there, because you don't want to just stick with one thing. You gotta keep sex enjoyable. You have to keep it exciting, and just doing the same thing over and over again ain't gonna be exciting. For both parties, sex needs to be enjoyable. So position preference shouldn't be a deal breaker when you're looking for a long-term relationship. When Alistair explained that to me, I understood it. I understood that asking that question may not have been fair so soon. You gotta be mindful of your situation. If you're looking for a hookup, go for it. If you're looking for a long-term relationship, maybe think about it a little bit more. Is this the right time to ask that sort of thing? It can be a good question and it can be a bad question, but you just really have to feel out your situation. You don't want to offend the person that you're asking, because that person could potentially be the right match for you. Just be mindful when asking that sort of question. And when everybody thinks about it, I think about it too. Like when I see couples on YouTube or in real life, I do think, I wonder who's top and who's bottom. Everybody has a curious mind, everybody. But I do think it's a little bit inappropriate for people to be asking somebody who's in a relationship if they're top or bottom, because you have no business asking that. But everybody thinks differently. And I'm probably still going to be asked top or bottom many, many, many more times. I don't have to answer the question. That's as simple as that. I don't know. This is just another rambling video, I guess. I get an idea in my head sometimes and I just like to ramble. So I just want to know what you all think of that. What do you think that in certain situations you have to be more mindful, or do you think the question is completely fair in all situations? Everybody make sure to go check out Susie's Senior Dogs and check out Daryl. Come on, let's get Daryl adopted. Phoenix, Arizona. Come on, yo. I know I got people who watch in Phoenix, Arizona. And also, before I forget, because Alistair would kill me, B&Co brand is back up and running. We've got new products, and we're hopefully going to keep stocked, because that's a big problem we had the last time. We sold out too quickly and then we didn't have enough stock. So hopefully we'll keep stocked. I'll leave the link in the description box below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.